What's cooking? Good looking. Anyways, so what's going on, y'all? We are live. We are live on the chart. Let me move this over here. Okay. So I want to look into gold today. I want to look at gold. I want to break it down for y'all. So over here, we're on the gold chart. Let me move this shit out the way. We're on the gold chart. This zone right here that I marked out is a fair value gap. I usually just like to make the shit yellow. I don't know. It's easier. It's not really all in your face and noticeable. So there we go. Fair value gap. It's a gap where orders were filled dramatically. So obviously they're going to need to go back, fill those orders with sells so that they can move the market. And remember, this is all like the institutions and really big companies that are making these moves. These moves are not being made based on us or anyone. Like, even if you're trading like a couple 100,000, you're not moving this. You're not moving the market. It's the institutions and the businesses, and they all do it strategically. So you just have to understand how they do that. Right here is another fair value gap, and look, made its way up, probably broke a high. I don't know. This is the highest gold has. This is the highest gold has been. Record high. So anyways, fair value gap there, right? Made its way back down to the fair value gap to fill orders, like I said. But just because it needs to go back down to fill orders, I wouldn't necessarily take the trade in that direction. You know what I mean? Like this. But after it fills its orders, it usually moves on to the next area of interest. You know what I mean? And in here, in this chart for gold, there's not that many areas of interest on the higher side, so it would have been really hard to predict this move, right? But we do have some areas of interest right here. Like, that looks like a nice area where orders were being filled. It didn't quite reach it here, so that could have been a clear indication for this move, based off of kind of all these engulfing candles right here. You know, kind of like an order block, and that sets it up for this move. So you could have entered off of the break of structure on maybe the hourly. This would have been a longer trade, obviously. It would have been a longer trade. You could have done a little short trade, like off of this, and targeted these highs right here, and then put your stop right below this. That would have been a decent trade at 3.6. So about 98 pips, right? Quantity, yeah. So that would have been a decent move, but you could have also targeted these highs right here. That's area of interest. So boom, target those. Now if we were taking a trade off of this, right, we would have our order block on a higher time frame. We would have a break of structure, not a break of structure, a liquidity sweep. Right here, you see this? It's sweeping the liquidity here and the liquidity here. It didn't fully sweep past this, but this tiny little order block kind of consolidation, it swept that. And sometimes the market's gonna move lower or higher than expected, but you really gotta base stuff off the bodies of the candles, because look, these bodies right here on these candles, it pretty much swept the bodies, but down to the wick didn't sweep it. So you kind of want to go based off of the bodies of the candle, not the wicks, if you're picking zones. You know, that's why like the stop loss kind of would be like right below the wick, because you figure like if it were to reach this candle to sweep it out, it might not go all the way through the wick, because the wick was orders that were already filled, and it pulled back up to the body, because the body is where the candle closes and opens. The wick is just the range. That's just where it went through. It doesn't necessarily mean that more orders are there. Okay, so we're right here. That would be a nice little trade. You could, a little strategy that we're probably all going to get into, because it's going to increase our profit. It's going to help us get break even, so we're not having losing days. And you know, it's going to instill some confidence as well. And what I'm talking about is doing this. Say we'd hop in this trade, right? We put first take profit right here, first take profit. So that's going to be one trade. So this would involve like 3 of the same trades with different take profits. Or you can do one big trade and you can do partial profits throughout the time, like TP1, TP2, TP3, which you can do that. And look, like here, I'll show you later on. But so this would be TP1. Then we're moving up here to these, TP2. Now we're at double what we would make here. And now there's really no targets after that. So to be like on the safe side, I would have just shot for 2 take profits right there. Or you could have like one right here, one right here, and one right here, and may have your 3 right there. This move, you can't really call it. You could. It would be based on just your gut feeling and maybe the news. The news for sure. Because wow, man, that is an insane trade. An insane trade for a couple weeks. Now, this was in March, so I mean, it's not what's currently going on, but I just wanted to go over that real quick with y'all. We're going to look at the current market. It's pumping. It's pumping stupid, bro. It's pumping so stupid. And you know what? That's okay, because what that tells us is it needs to make its way back down. Like, look at all these imbalances, these gaps. They're gonna need to be filled, boys. And we're there to fill them with our shorts. We're shorting this bitch. Gold might take off for a little while, but I feel like once the dollar makes its way back into a stronger position, gold's going to be crazy. Gold's going to be filling this. I'm really expecting it to fill that. Now with the way it's going, it looks like it's just fucking taking off. I mean, but it's way too late to put in buys. So right now on gold, we're looking for shorts. I mean, we could keep taking buys, but there's not really anything to target because it's at an all-time high. You know what I mean? So the only place to go from an all-time high would be slightly down. Now, if we look into the news and some other shit's going on and gold's just gonna keep rocketing, that could be something to check into very soon and hop in like at a low, like right here where it pulled down. Could have hopped in right there. That would have been a nice insane move right there. Insane move. Like, look, that would have been, bro. You're risking $30. So in like 2 weeks, but that's with $30, bro. Let's go up to $100. 2 weeks, bro. A band? I mean, realistically, we could have gone here on the longs right off this doji, just targeted this, right? Now, since you know this take profit's based on where price is currently at, I'll just put it like right here. That'd be about the same as if we were taking this. So that would have been 2-day trade. 2 days. 2 days. Sometimes, we say fuck it. We're thinking like $200, right? It's not about the money, boys. It is not about the money. We need to learn how to read this. We need to learn how to understand this. We need to learn how to look into the news every day. It should only take you like 20 minutes if you're on your phone specifically for looking at the news and just absorbing that information, thinking about what it could mean for the charts. Think about how you could apply it and what you need to look into on the charts. Because, dude, imagine if you had 1,000. Imagine you had like a couple $1,000s, right? You're willing to risk $500 for the day. On this account, $50,000 account, right? So you initially, for each of y'all's accounts, the most probably ideal amount to risk would be 2%. And Trade Locker is so awesome. It tells you right here the percentage you're using of your account, how much money, where you're, like, everything. Like, it's all right. Bro, y'all don't understand.
Setup mode is off.
Shut the fuck up.
Just a moment while this device reconnects.
Alexa.
Your Echo is ready.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, she's tripping. Anyways, boys, they make it so easy on this app. Y'all don't understand. Like a year or two ago, whenever I first got into this, they didn't have this app, bro. This shit was not here, and now they make it here for us, and it's like, bro, trading's so simple. You just gotta understand the chart. And before, you needed to understand how much you're risking, but now you don't even need to understand how much you're risking because it's right there. You don't need to calculate nothing. Boom, I'm gonna risk 2%. What is that? That gives you 50 trades, right? 50 trades to lose before your account's gone. There's no way you're losing 50 trades. No way. Not with how good we're gonna get from reading this and taking risk management. This is risk management. This stop loss is risk management, okay? Your entry on your trades is risk management. Those three things, bro. Your entry, your stop loss, and how much you're risking. Those are important as fuck. Like, think about it. If you hopped in the trade right, actually, let's say you hopped in right here for buys, for a buy position going up. This trade, terrible position. You're about to get what's called drawdown. You're gonna get drawdown on your trade. You're gonna be negative as fuck, and then your profits aren't gonna be ideal. They're not gonna be the same as if your entry was in here. So you're technically risking way more than if you would have just taken a proper entry. If you're not buying at a fucking low, don't fucking buy. If you're not selling at a high, don't fucking sell. Like, if you're entering in the middle right here, bro, what the fuck are you doing? No. So, anyways, boys, this would be this 50K account right here, this would be the 2%, $1,000. Like, that's insane. That 2% of 50 is $1,000, right? Look at that profit. Look at that profit, dude. That's just insane on a 2-day trade. 6 bands? But again, don't think about that. I'm just saying it because it's insane that that is possible, bro. That is fucking possible for all of us. And, bro, even if you were to risk just 1% of a 50K account, bro, 3 bands in 2 days. That's what I'm saying. If we learn the risks, how to read the charts, how to put our entries in properly, where to put our take profits and our stop losses properly, and then not be greedy. Meaning, oh, I like the numbers. I'm just gonna keep risking more. I'm really liking the numbers. No, bro. Stick to the plan. Stick to that 2% max. 2% max. Look at the profits, bro. You don't need to risk more. Yeah, you can go ahead and risk like half the fucking account. Oh, well, this isn't half. 6%. 6%, bro. I know that looks good, but if you just were consistent with that 2%, you can lose a day or two. You can lose like 4 or 5 days out of the month and still be green because you took your stop loss properly, you entered properly, you had a proper take profit, and you probably have your first take profit your first take profit at break even. So then if your trade doesn't go through all the way, at least you broke even for the day and you can still be in the green for the month. I know I'm just fucking yapping and this is all like fresh to y'all and I'm like speaking some bullshit, but this is facts, bro. And that's off of a simple little trade, because this whole move wouldn't have been like, yeah, it happened, but you wouldn't have been able to call that. Then it would have been fucking gambling. But if you're over here like, okay, it made its move, it swept out the liquidity and the fair value gap, formed a little doji candle, I think it's making its way back up. Well, it's not even a doji candle on the smaller time frame. On the smaller time frame, we swept that, went back into the zone a little bit, and made our way up. You could have entered like off of this break, off of this hourly break of structure right here. The break of structure would have been right above this, or actually kind of like right above here, because then we're breaking and making higher highs instead of higher lows. You know what I'm saying? I meant lower highs. These are lower highs, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low. I meant, yeah. Yeah. So really we're breaking structure right here. Off of these. Could have entered. Just this move. Just this. Would have been beautiful. Like, look from there. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like these small moves that are easily understandable, bro. Like, look at that. Of course it was gonna pull into the fucking fair value gap zone, bro. It needed to. And dollar's weakening. You know that shit's gonna take off. Like, come on, man. All this is just, it's the same on almost everything too. Bro, I wanna, it's just, let's look at S&P 500. Look at that S&P 500. Look at that, bro. We went over this last week. I posted about it. But that's a move, that's a move, this is a move. I mean, this is even a move right here. Like, we can catch all of those. We can catch all of those, bro. All this shit. It's so simple, bro. Where's, I don't know where my tools are at. I'm fucking tripping right now. Fucking tripping. Where the fuck are my tools? Marketplace? Fuck no. Markets panel? No. Oh yeah, and they got bots on here, bro. And they got bots on here. I forgot about that. You can set up a bot to look for all the things that you would look for, and that shit will send you notifications to your phone. And you just enter sometimes the bots will enter the trade for you, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, if we just hop on Trade Locker, make a TradingView account, fuck it, get fucking TradingView Live. It's like $20 a month, bro. $20 a month. All these tools for us can make trading fucking game that we master, bro. We will master this shit. And there's kids. We're not even kids, boys. We can easily handle this shit. There's kids learning this, learning how to finesse the market and understand, you know, how the shit works. Like right here, this zone would have been very important zone. You mark it out. What'd it do? It broke these highs, kind of swept the liquidity here, made its way back down to the zone, pulled back up, swept some more liquidity, pulled back to the zone. Once it hits the zone a couple times, it's making a move and creating a new zone. So what did it do? Made its move, created a new zone. Filled orders, went back to the zone to fill more orders, creating a new zone. Going back to the previous high zone. Like, bro, it's all just a pattern. You just need to understand the important zones. Like, right here, these aren't important zones. This is not an important zone. Maybe this one, maybe the high off of here, because boom. But it didn't fully fill that high, you see? It's not even like... So you just have to understand which ones are important and which aren't. But it all goes in a fucking pattern, bro. It's all a pattern. It looks like a confusing, all over the place fucking sticks and candles and shit. I get it, but it's all the same concepts. Liquidity, fair value gaps, order blocks, liquidity sweeps. I would even break it down and let me see if I can move. Okay, guess I can't. I was trying to show y'all trading view, but it's okay. I'll have that for another video for y'all. This was a long dumb video, but I hope maybe something I said helped y'all out. Love y'all boys. We need to get serious with this shit, bro. We need to get serious with this shit. Like, I'm so for real. Get a setup, go to a quiet place, hop on Traded Locker, bro, and just learn it. Just learn everything there is on there, because there's so many tools to help you, and it's so easily understandable. The chart is like the most confusing part, and then once you learn the chart, bro, you're golden. Then all you gotta worry about is your mindset, your risk management, which ties in with your mindset, your trading plan, which ties in with your mindset, and your risk. That's all your mindset. This is just, you're just learning what the fuck a chart is and how it moves, and then the rest is just your mindset, bro. So I want y'all to kind of just look up as much as you can. I suggest smart money concepts, ICT. Do your own research. Look into the people that I've sent, the YouTubers. They explain the shit pretty well. TJR, Justin Werlin. Those two are my favorite. But guys, this is simple. It's a job. You just gotta learn how to do the job. It's like fucking social media. You gotta learn how to video edit. You gotta learn how to market. You gotta come up with video ideas. It's the same concept here. Same concept in any business we're gonna do in our entire lives, bro. You just gotta learn how this business works. Man, this shit is gonna get real, boys. Love y'all. Let's get to the work. Let's put in the work. Let's get to the bag. Come on.